I figured it out, I think. Welcome, human beings. I'm just doing this spur of the moment because, well, I've been wanting to start doing live stuff on a regular basis. Um, had some flaws, exhausted, discouraged, whatever. So this is a test. I'll just be babbling incoherently here and see if anybody shows up, and then trying to determine if my Wi-Fi connection is going to sustain these live shows. I need headphones for the other device. Bear with me, folks. Again, spur of the moment stuff here. So, I can continue on. I live off grid, for those that don't know, on the property owned by my brother, but it's mom and dad's place. And I built a shed, you might say, at the back of the property. I installed a Wi-Fi antenna at the internet connection at my brother's place. And it seems like my cell phone connection cuts in and out. So if you're seeing that now, I'll see that and know that's not a good idea. When it's working, I have great upload speeds, but or good, pretty good, should be good enough. But it kicks out, and so I got to narrow that down. My laptop seems to have a better connection, but because of audio flaws, I think the microphone on these headphones was conflicting with the microphone I was using, and it made a mess out of things the last time I tried to do this, and so for me to use that, I got to know my connection is strong, because I don't have a way to keep the laptop going here after the battery runs out. And so that's a limited time, which should be more than enough time to do most live shows. But again, in the process of gearing up for this, and I can see, according to the counter, nobody here. YouTube, most of you don't know my history on the internet. But before I started this channel, I deleted my other channel. That had over 1,200 videos on it. I had the channel for about 10 years, but for more than 5 years, it was deleted, non-accessible, suspended, because of an attack by people that don't like you putting out the truth, quite honestly. And they did things that got my channel flagged. Now that the technology had caught up, I got that channel back, but the system still doesn't like what I have to say. So the view counts, and I was just giving up. Being who I am, I find now that I can't just give up. I must try to. Now I can't save you, okay? That's not what I mean. But to do my very best to make all of our lives better and ensure that my grandchildren are in a better world. And right now, they don't know how bad their world is. And then, hey, they will at least know that Gramp tried. Gramp didn't give up. He tried, and then maybe they will become little warriors too. So yeah, just looking here, trying to see if this is even going through. Okay, I see it's there. Let's see here. I'm going to hit play on this. It is. It's working. Wonderful. Okay, so now we get rid of the volume. I don't need that. And I just open up this chat. And let's see, will this... Yeah. So hopefully I can see you guys chat. 2 people in there. Shout out to you. Much love, everybody. If you have a question, we can talk about anything. If you saw one of my earlier videos and you came here to prove me wrong, I think you can even put links in the chat. If that doesn't work out, let me know. Let me know things. This is a bit of a test to see if I am able to do a show through my cell phone, and then kind of just get the channel going. I do want to bring consistent shows, but again, being off grid, uh, I got to know that the effort is worthwhile. So this is step one. We'll hang out for a while. You know, I've been getting really discouraged the last few months at the things that I see. And but I'm also inspired by it because I see a lot of people just waking up and finally taking action to do something about the world they see. And I just, for so long, I didn't see that. I don't see a lot of people, but I am starting to see more people. And so maybe I gave up a little too soon. And so, yeah, we're gonna get back in there. And not to put myself on a pedestal, but I feel in this realm of activism and patriotism that I am an elder, because I remember when I first woke up, the rage, when I knew certain things, and those certain things were affecting my kids' future. Now, I was always raised, we didn't research anything, we didn't fight anything. We knew the government is corrupt and they're all lying, corrupt bastards, and we took no part. That was my upbringing and the first half of my life. That's no good. That's no good. Then that corrupt system, which it was, we were absolutely right, but then it started potentially fucking with my kids. And let me just say clearly, I will unalive people that fuck with my kids. Never had to. Leaving out the politicians, of course, which I endorse the public hanging of politicians that are proven corrupt, especially those that may be associated to pedophiles. I'm opposed to those things. Probably the algorithms will hear these words and this video won't go anywhere, so share it. Comments can go in the chat. I'll try to answer any questions. But anyway, so I remember that rage, and I remember I started doing talk radio, and I got a lot of support from a lot of people. But that wasn't what I wanted. You know, they would be in the chat room and they would donate and they would encourage me and they would shower me with love. But I just got sick of people sitting in a chat room. I wanted people to get information, have an awakening, get off their ass, and let's turn this thing around. And so now I see some of these activists, young, with not a lot of research behind them, believing political and religious things that it's not helping their cause. It's perpetuating the system that's grinding us to shreds. And so I think that they are the reason that I really, the final push I needed to get back into this. Because although I'm seeing tactics that I absolutely disagree with, I'm inspired that younger people than I are still waking up, still standing up, willing to take on risk for the country they love. A lot that they do, again, that I don't like, and I think, but I remember me. There was a lot of things I did that I I was acting out of anger, and I was still learning. And so the two of those things mixed, sometimes you can do more damage than good. I'm not saying stop, but in some cases, if you're hearing what I'm saying slow your roll. Um, Share my content with those that know that are doing that they're doing good things, but I hate to use people's names and call people out because sometimes that's misconstrued as an attack. But I'm going to give Tommy Boy in Portland, Oregon, a shout out. And I've been watching closely the stuff going on in Portland because my kids live not far from there. Hopefully later this year I'll visit the area, and I'm really opposed to a lot of the techniques that Tommy employs, but I am inspired by a young man. He's solid. If he's your friend, he's going to risk his life for you, and he's standing up to fight for his country and what he believes. This is the problem. All the greatest men, they all committed the greatest atrocities because they believed they were fighting for a God or for their way of politics. We get blinded. We're not seeing. I look at it this way. I try to simplify. Um, some people will find that foolish, but then they'll go read their Bible and they'll love the parables. And I'm not trying to compare myself to Jesus, but I know the book pretty well, and I know why those parables were there. They simplify things that a lot of people can't understand so that they can. It's a translation. So, yeah, I get so pissed off I lose my train of thought. You see that? I look at it this way. 250 years of every 4 years voting has gotten us here. We are on the edge or maybe past the edge of social collapse. We're fighting each other in the streets. People are dying, being hurt, maced, getting criminal charges, tying up the courts, being a public nuisance. All those things are happening right now. All good people fighting for what they believe. They're not based in facts because the media doesn't give you facts. They give you enough fact to spin a narrative to pacify you, blind you, make you complacent, maybe even make you feel like you're doing good. We're worlds and worlds apart, and this is just going to, there's already people, and I've heard this for well over a decade, people but they stay quiet and they don't get on the internet, and they already made up their minds years ago, but I'm seeing new people waking up, and they are ready for civil war, and they don't want civil war. They don't want to have to shoot their neighbor, but they're willing to. And so there's only a little bit of fuse left. And if we don't put this fire out, we're going to be killing each other. Now, I forget who said it. You could look this up. People don't like to research anymore. But one of the people in control of the system, maybe they're not alive now, but the statement was made that I don't care what laws they make if you give me control of their money, something to that effect. The money changers. Why aren't we flipping their tables? No talk of it. No talk of it. They're raping us. They are them and corporations. And the corporations and the banks go hand in hand because the corporations leverage the bank to, well, not pay taxes for one. These rich people, They don't take a salary. They take a loan, which is a business expense. They write it off. They spend whatever they want on whatever they want. They slide it in the pockets of whoever they want. And we allow this. And I, for one, am pissed off about it and had enough. We fight against so much, and now we have to, with the AI and the algorithms. I mean, censorship was always a thing, but now the system doesn't even have to put in much effort to silence people like myself and others. They'll let you stay in your echo chamber, but see, there's no place for me because I don't wear a red fucking hat. I don't wear a blue hat. I don't. There are no parties. There should be no parties. But if I'm talking about a country and the governance of it, there are only problems and solutions and people that create problems and people that bring solutions. There is no room for party. This isn't a fucking party. This is our country. This is our way of life. And both sides, many times, referencing either the Bible or the Constitution, but they pick their little nugget out, just like the media does, to spin their narrative. But when you hold them accountable by the whole book, oh boy, don't they get mad. They get mad, they insult you, they demonize you, they block you, they walk away from you. They don't deal with facts. Very few people will. Very few people will allow themselves to be confronted by facts and publicly say, man, I was wrong. Thanks for telling me that. I can't believe. We need to do more of that. We need to do a lot more than that. Again, on both counters, it's looking. Thanks for the one person that's listening and the one thumbs up. That is awesome. But you can tell, 17 minutes now, 100 and something subscribers. I don't know how many of them would be online, but normally with live streams, like when I go to YouTube, if I'm looking for lives, I hit the live tab and I scroll down and I see what I want to listen to. And if I had to guess, yeah, it's probably not in that feed. Maybe I should do that. Let me go see. Actually, it would show me to myself, right? I'd be interested to know if I'm showing up in the live feed, and it wouldn't do me any good to look from one of my own devices because they would just show me. But are they showing you? What does your feed look like? Well, since there's only one of you here, I guess I can answer that myself more than likely. So you know what, guys? Again, one of the things that I got most pissed off about was wasting my time. But I did what I accomplished. I broke the ice. I tested the system. I created the file. Somebody did attend, but that tells me a lot. They're keeping this from reaching many people, and so I got to consistently work. But it encourages me enough to make sure the laptop is charged up and get myself set up. And I've also reached out to another channel. I don't want to put them on the spot, but somebody that showed me a lot of support and that I respect and I am learning from, learning about a religion that I didn't know much about. So I'm not going to name the channel. I don't want to put them on the spot. But they do watch my stuff and they have encouraged me. And I've sent an email to them to maybe them and myself do a collaboration because we got a lot of shit to talk about. We've got to slow the roll from some of these people that call themselves patriots. And I'll end with this. The patriots did not support a political party. They overthrew a corrupt government, a tyrannical, corrupt government. That's what they did. So if you're a patriot and you're basing your patriotism on supporting one party or the other, no, you're not. No, you're not. Check yourself. It's not an insult. You've got to start somewhere. I don't want to steal your thunder, but I want you to slow your roll. I want you to check yourself before you wreck yourself. Anyway, I'm out of here for now. Much love. Many thanks, guys. And yeah, check out the 50 Free States playlist. Like, subscribe. Be seeing this after the live. Just know in the next day or two, depending. I got a lot going on. I'm not sure when, but I will next time put up an announcement and try to get more people here so that we can get some questions in the chat or rebuttal in the chat and we can have interaction. I don't want to be a talking head that's just spewing at you. I want to know how it affects you. I want to know what you think, and I want you to correct me when I'm wrong, and I want you to check yourself before you wreck yourself. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one.